3 books about your purpose that I'm so excited about. And so I'm going to talk about the second book. I already talked about the first book. The second book is Claim Your Power by Maston Kipp. He has written a number of books. This is the first one that I bought because, one of the things that I know about when you find your purpose, that you will want to know everything there is to know about what you think your purpose is. For me, my purpose is helping other people find, uncover, cultivate their purpose. And so I got 3 really good books that I'm excited about that I'm going to dive in reading. So, this book, Find Your Why, How to Discover Your True Purpose and Live Life to the Fullest. This is by Joanne Mallon. I got this book because of the quotes. If you know me, you know I love quotes. And this book is filled with a ton of quotes that I can use and credit on social media. So that's why I got this book. It's a very easy read. And then this is the book that I talked about earlier today. Your Difference is Your Strength, a guide to accepting yourself for anyone who has ever felt out of place. This book is by Chris Ferrero. I got this book because this is how, for most of us, your purpose starts out. There's something different about you. Even though growing up as a teenager, a young adult, you don't really want to be different. You want to blend in, be like everybody else. You want to dress like everybody else. You want to uh, go to the same places that everybody else is going to. And it's not until you get a little bit older and realize that you are uniquely and wonderfully and individually made that you realize, okay, I really want to be myself. I don't want to be like other people. This really goes into detail about the value of you being you and how that is so closely connected to your purpose. Because your purpose doesn't look like anybody else, because your life has not looked like anyone else's. So this was the second book that I got. Now, the book that I'm going to talk about now, this book I already talked about. It's in the video before this one. The Claim Your Power. I was so excited about this. Number one, because this book also has quotes, and you know how I feel about quotes. But I love this because the subtitle to Claim Your Power by Maston Kipp is a 40-day journey to dissolve the hidden trauma that kept you stuck and finally thrive in your unique purpose. And so the thing that I loved about this book is that it literally breaks down 40 things that you can do each day. Now, if you can't do one each day, you can do it in the way that feels nice for you. But I just wanted to touch on a couple of these so that you could. Now, there's a lot of things in here that he talks about that we work through. So here are some of the things that he has worked through with his clients because he is also a coach. Putting yourself last, trying to control other people, perfectionism, which I also talk about, playing small, always assuming the worst, doubting your higher wisdom, or what I would call intuition, addiction, procrastination, which is another P that I talk about, staying in toxic relationships, needing the approval of others, and confusion, saying, I don't know all the time. And I'm going to throw in another P, people pleasing, because I think that is also something that keeps people stuck when they are looking for their purpose. And so that's just on page 25. And so when I tell you that this book is packed with not just things that will help you find your purpose, but also how to heal in the process. And so, this first one, part one, it talks about separation, and I'll just read the quote. If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. That is a quote by Joseph Campbell. Such a delight. This is so good. Okay, so now let's read day two. So this now from day one, it's a lot of reading. So from day one to day two, you have 38 pages. That's what I'm saying. I don't. Oh, hold on. No. I take that back. So what was I reading? Oh, that was not it. Okay, so this is day one. Okay, so you only have a couple pages. Okay, so this is day one. Why are you dead? And the quote for day one is, the big question is whether you are going to be able to say a hearty yes to your adventure. That is also a quote by Joseph Campbell. Okay, so then you read a couple pages, you do an exercise, and then you go to day two. I am reading Maston Kipp's Claim Your Power because one of the things that I talk about is purpose, how to find it, and I am also learning as much as I can about purpose. Okay, so day two. Thank you for the hearts. Day two. Why is now the right time to change? This goes back to what he talked about with procrastination. Because, listen, I have also dealt with procrastination in the past. And really, it is something that it keeps you stuck because you are fearful of how the future looks. Will you mess up? Will you be judged because of it? What if it's not perfect? What is that? And so that's where procrastination comes in. So this next one is a quote from Steve Jobs. It says, remembering you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You're already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. That is a quote by Steve Jobs. And so this is letting you know that start today. Start right now. You don't have to prepare to start, just start. Okay, day three, this is 40 days that we're going to go over. Day three is about identifying the limiting behaviors and stories that hold you back. And this is a quote. I am not going to be able to pronounce this name. Mahashari Mahesh Yogi. That's about the best I can do. Who says, behavior arises from the level of one's consciousness. So if you think you can, you'll be able to. And if you don't, you won't. I don't know who said that, but that's my twist on on the quote. But I mean, it's. I remember like a while ago, people were on another app, saying, "Stop stopping yourself." That's what this is about. You can do it. Go ahead and try. Okay, day four. Discover the negative emotions underneath the stories that hold you back. Because we all have stories. We all have our shoulda, woulda, couldas. We all have regrets. We all have victim stories. And it's important to move through those and take responsibility for your life so that you can live your life. Okay, so this is day four. Discover the negative emotions underneath the story that holds you back. Another quote by Joseph Campbell. It seems like this book should be by Joseph Campbell. Every feeling felt is bliss. This is encouraging you to feel how you feel because that creates a space for you to let it go. All right, now let's move to day five. Day five is discover the limiting beliefs that keep you dead. Ooh, that's powerful. This is a quote by Tony Robbins. It says, beliefs have the power to create and the power to destroy. Human beings have the awesome ability to take any experience of their lives and create a meaning that disempowers them or one that can literally save their life. Ooh, that is a lot. And so it's really like, can you take the good, the bad, and the ugly things that have happened in your life and use that to your advantage instead of using that to keep you stuck in your comfort zone and being a victim and not taking responsibility? It's like we say that it's just a choice, and it is literally just a choice. Okay, so that is day 5. Day 6. We we are on day 6 of 40 from Claim Your Power. Day 6, the root cause. If you are a card carrying human being, which you are, chances are that you share the same fear as all other humans, the fear of losing love, respect, and connection to others. And if you are human, in order to avoid or prevent the pain, trauma, and perceived devastation of the loss, you will do anything to avoid your greatest fear from being visited on you. That is from Iyanla Vanzant. Ooh, you talk about powerful. Okay, that is day 6. Now we're on day 7. We're on day 7 of 40. Day 7 is how the root cause has stunted your growth. This is a quote by May Sarton. Love opens the door to everything, as far as I can see, including and perhaps most of all, the door into one's own secret and often terrible and frightening real stuff. So you got to get underneath what's underneath so that you can realize what are the things that are holding you back. Now we're on day 8. Your coping mechanisms. This should be good. Okay, so this is a quote by Virginia Satir that says, problems are not the problem. Coping is the problem. So, how are you dealing with the things that you are stumbling with, that you think are difficult situations? What are you using to get through those? I know for me, myself, I use prayer, gratitude, and meditation, and also a little bit of self-awareness. That's kind of what I use. Okay, day 9. We're on day 9. Your approval map. People's lives are a direct reflection of the expectation of their peers. Your life experiences will never far exceed the expectation of your peers because to stay connected to them, there is an unconscious contract that says we're going to be within the same range of each other. That's a quote by Tony Robbins. Think about that. That is why the people who you hang around is so important. We talk about the 5 people who you hang around are basically going to be how the level that your life goes. This is a quote that really solidifies that. Okay, we're on day 10 of 40. Y'all ready? There's no turning back now. The fates lead him who will, him who won't, they drag. Another quote by Joseph Campbell. I'm going to have to look up Joseph Campbell to see what else he has written, because evidently he has written a lot about finding your purpose. Okay, now this is the second part, and we are dealing with initiation. Not all who hesitate are lost. The psyche has many secrets in reserve. Guess who that quote is by? You guessed it, Joseph Campbell. Okay, so that's just like the interlude. This is day 11. What is purpose anyway? This is a quote by Oprah Winfrey. It says, I've come to believe that each of us has a personal calling that is as unique as a fingerprint, and that the best way to succeed is to discover what you love and then find a way to offer it to others in the form of service. Ooh, that's good. Working hard and also allowing the energy of the universe to lead you. That's good. So that is a unique take on your purpose, is basically just look for what you love, what you like to do, your passion. Okay? We are moving on to day 12. Discover your purpose. Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. That is so important. And because even as it relates to your purpose, you may be saying, well, so and so has already written a book on that. Or I can even remember when I realized what my purpose was, thinking about Simon Sinek. You know, he talks about finding your why. And I was like, well, I'm no Simon Sinek for sure. But I don't have to be. I just have to be me. Okay, we're moving on to day 13. It's kind of a long chapter. Okay. Why your purpose has evaded you. And we're gonna go to day 20. And then I'm gonna do 20 through 40. Do 20 to 40 tomorrow. Why your purpose has evaded you. I shall no longer be instructed by the Yoga Veda or the Aharva Veda or the ascetics or any other doctrine whatsoever. I shall learn from myself, be a pupil of myself. I shall get to know myself, the mystery of Siddhartha. He looked around as if he were seeing the world for the first time. That's from Herman Hesse. Listen, I am not even going to try to read that again. You talk about wordy. That was really wordy. Okay, so let's move on to, this is really good, day 14. Finding the courage to change. Now, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I can, to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. That is from Reinhard Niebuhr. I think that's how you pronounce that. Okay, that is day 14. Day 15. The power hierarchy. This quote is written by somebody unknown. I used to spend so much time reacting and responding to everyone else that my life had no direction. Other people's lives, problems, and wants set the course for my life. Once I realized it was okay for me to think about and identify what I wanted, remarkable things begin to take place in my life. You know, it's interesting how this talks about in the first sentence that I used to spend so much time reacting and responding to everyone else that my life had no direction. It's very interesting that my life had no direction. I have to think about that. It's a different way to say that. Day 16. Deconstructing your old hierarchy. Your pain is the breaking point of the shell that encloses your understanding. That is a quote by Cahill Gilbrand. That's interesting. So even I talk about how important your pain is, your disappointment. Um, that is a segue of how you use that situation to make you who you are today. Day 17. Your new hierarchy. This is a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. This new day is too dear with its hopes and invitations to waste a moment on yesterday's. You already know what that is. You gotta, Plato said pain is a good motivator. It really is. It really is. Okay, day 18. So I am reading um, the quotes from each day of Claim Your Inner Power. This is a quote by a book by Maston Kipps, The 40-Day Journey to Dissolve the Hidden Trauma That's Kept You Stuck and Finally Thrive in Your Unique Purpose. I talk a lot about purpose. So I was like, let me get some books on purpose so that I can read. All right, so this is day 18. It's time to commit to you. I think the most important thing in life is self-love, because if you don't have self-love and respect for everything about your own body, your own soul, your own capsule, then how can you have an authentic relationship with anyone? That is a quote by Shailene Woodley. And then we are on day 19. Commit to your Creator. Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Not my will, but yours be done. Woo, we already know. Jesus said that. And day 20, this is the last one that I'm going to read today. Day 20, do unto others. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That was another one that Jesus said. So we are halfway finished with just kind of like an intro of Claim Your Power by Maston Kipp. And I wanted to get this. I went to Barnes & Noble earlier today, and I got 3 books about your purpose because I'm a reader and I like to read. So I thought I would give you a little preview on what I was reading. So have a good evening, and I will see you next week.